All right. So Adam Schefter has now reported that the Dolphins have had trade discussions with the Pittsburgh Steelers about their lone Pro Bowl selection last season, tight end Jonnu Smith, per league sources. Those talks came after Smith expressed an interest in reworking his deal that is scheduled to pay him $4.8 million this season. With Smith seeking a new contract, Miami sought a trade partner. Last season, Smith set a franchise record for tight ends in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Smith's preference, per sources, is to stay in Miami under a reworked deal. Now, one of the things that I've been telling you for a while that I would like to know, and Field Yates, by the way, adds that Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith loves Jonnu Smith. He had him as a young player in Tennessee and then again in Atlanta. Okay, so kind of puts one and one together since he's the offensive coordinator over there. I've been telling you this for a while. We've been trying to decide this. We talked about this a while back, and now I think it's coming full circle. Okay. If you follow the show and you listen often, not just, here or there in a set, you try to catch a Dolphin segment. Sometimes he doesn't put everything into segments. So you got to kind of actually listen to the show. We've talked about this, right? I told you that the Mike McDaniel hire did not fit Chris Greer. I don't have any proof of this at all. Not 1 ounce of it. But follow me on this. His dad comes from the Parcells Belichick tree. His dad's the one that influenced the Tom Brady pick. He started in the Belichick world. His brother is a former hell of a hockey player, not a Hall of Famer, but a hell of a hockey player, and now a GM for the Sharks, I believe, if I'm correct. Okay, so he's a tough guy, been in the business, all that. The first time he gets an opportunity to hire his own coach, he goes back to the Belichick tree and he picks Brian Flores. So he's been a part of just hard asses his entire life. His dad, his brother, that's the environment he's worked under. Those are the people. That's kind of, he's kind of ruthless in a way where he does some of his deals where a 2-year or he'll trade guys, he'll make trades. He kind of is kind of cold-blooded to a certain extent, but he does have a weakness, and he even admitted it that he probably caters too much to his coaches. And maybe he caters too much to the people around him, right? And I told you, I really wonder for a while now, I've told you this, right? I really wonder if Mike McDaniel is his hire. Then comes this offseason. An offseason where we imagine that both of their jobs are on the line. But yet you watch the way they handled this offseason, they didn't mortgage any of the future in money, salary cap space, or picks. In fact, they did the reverse. They were under budget. They even traded a 4th rounder for a future 3rd rounder. They're willing to accommodate Jalen Ramsey, which puts them at a complete disadvantage. I don't know how Mike McDaniel can win this year when the teams he had the last 2 years are way better than this one. I know there's a certain level of you Dolph fans out there that you're blind ass fans, and you have the silliness that you want to hold out hope because any given Sunday, that stupid shit. You ever notice how us Dolphin fans, we play the if game for 40 years? If they can block for Marino, if they can run the ball for Marino, if they can stop the ball for Marino, if Jay Fiedler can complete a few passes. You ever notice that we just play the if game? That's kind of what we do all the time. So we look at this offseason, and they've done everything opposite of trying to win. And I can guarantee you this season's going to suck, dude. I don't give a shit what you tell me. I get it. If you want to convince yourself and lie to yourself and all that, you go ahead and do that, bro. And now today comes that he wants a new deal. They know the locker's polluted. They know people don't want to be coached by this guy. They don't want to go. They don't want to be around this guy. They gave him an extension. Remember what I've told you, what I think is going to happen. They're going to let him sink or swim, and he's probably going to sink, and then they're going to bring in Weaver. That's what they're going to. And then they're going to use the resources they've saved because they have said enough with this guy. We're done using resources for this guy. That's what it looks like to me. So now you're going to take away Jonnu Smith. Oh, by the way, no, please don't tell some of these critics of Tua because, he needs a perfect team when he has a completely imperfect team every year. And now you're going to take away Jonnu Smith. That's really grand. So you tell me where any of this is dressed up that you're trying to win. Where? Forget those clueless Dolphin fans. They're Colt fans. They're Seattle fans. They're Falcons fans. There's those 35% of that fan base, of every fan base, that they're like hopeless idiots. And they think they're going to win 10, 12 games every year. And if the stars align, and if I get a double rainbow, and if a leprechaun falls at the same time with a 4-leaf clover, we're going to win it all. Okay? That's it. You can't reason with those people. So forget about that. They paint their faces. They are fanatics. Because they are so entrenched, they will not actually tell the truth. Oh no, dude. No, we're gonna win. I've spent a bunch of money on club seats. Okay, bro. Okay, you go ahead. They're not trying to win. So if you're not trying to win, then why would you keep the coach around? That's because this is a transition year. Did I not do that segment that this is a transition year? It's up. I'm convinced that they have left Mike McDaniel out to sink or swim. And there's no doubt that he ends up like Leonardo DiCaprio, just drifting into the water like the Titanic. Okay, that's what's going to happen. And Weaver's going to be on the door swimming away. Okay? So that's what's going to happen here because there's no way this is about winning. And if you haven't picked that up yet, I can't help you, man. Just like if you haven't picked this up, I can't help you, bro. Can't help you. In 2020 till now, the dollar's lost 25%. Since January 1st of 2025, the dollar's lost 6%. Bitcoin January of 2020 was $8,000. 5 years later, $108,000. So I can only give you the message after I have broken it all down and look at what I think is happening with money or with the Dolphins. Okay? My track record's pretty good. I'm just saying. So if you think that this is about winning, you're all wrong. You are all wrong. Just like if you think it's about the dollar, you're all wrong.